Hey, you there! Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Nukes map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the northwest and ending with Team 2 in the southeast. Starting off, we have Team 1's eastern player in Ruby Red. It is Bone Doctor. He is a Seraphim as a 1500. Continuing on westward, we have in Chevy Crimson, it is Mike's. He is an Aeon. He is a 1400. To the southwest, we have Dimitri 11. He's playing as a UEF. He is a 2200. The highest rated player on Team 1. To the north in orange color orange, it is BJ. He's playing as a UEF as well as an 1100. And in the rear guard ice slot here for Team 1 in the northwest corner of the map, it is Furio playing as a UEF. He is a 1900. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 3 UEF on that western side, 1 Aeon and 1 Seraphim. No Cybrans for Team 1. Starting up for Team 2's western player, we have Ian Rust. It is the UEF of Mint Alex. He is a 1400. In Amethyst Purple to his east, we have Zymera 002. It's like Chimera, but with a X. I think is how you say that. He is a Seraphim. He is a 1400. To his northeast, we have in Batman Gray, it is Nomander playing as a Seraphim as well. He's a 2500. He is the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall by about 300 points of rating. To his south, we have in lightest red pink, it is Squealer playing as an Aeon. He is a 1200. And the one and only Cybran in the game, it's for Team 2. It's MSG. He is a 1700 in the regular slot for his team. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 2 Seraphim, a Cybran, a UEF, and an Aeon. So all factions represented on Team 2 side of the map. Team 1 lacks only the Cybran, but makes up for it with 3 UEF. Take a look at the mechs and reclaim, starting with the reclaim situation for our players. Currently sitting at 9,000 mass per play. Not per player, that'd be a lot of mass, but it's only 900 mass per player. It's worth writing home about. You know, it makes a little bit of a difference early on. Nothing really huge clumpage noteworthy to point out. There is 250, 300. There's a 250 there. There's almost 300 here. So there's a little bit of consolidation, but not a terrible amount. The map does lack a little bit in reclaim. I like to see about 1,000 mass per player in the reclaim territory, but there is a hefty amount of mexes on the map. There's just someone took a paint can and just splattered a whole bunch of stuff on the map here. We'll take it the major clumpages of mexes, but there's just so many mexes, especially in the middle part of the map. Taking a look at Team 2 side of the map for those clumpage, we have 2 Trimex positions that Mint is going to be going after. We have a 5-star mex position actually behind his main base, secured back there from any prying eyes. We have a 6-star, 7-star mex, if you want to include that one, for Team 2's MSG to use. And then we have a Trimex position next door to Squealer's base. And then north of that, we have Nomander going for a Trimex position here. And I think we'll cut that off. That'll be Team 1's up there. Like I said, there's a lot of mexes dotted in the middle slice of the map. But there is a hefty amount in the back lines for players to grab, which they mostly have already done so already. So lots of eco early on, which means bigger and bigger and bigger toys available to our players early on, which we always love to see. And I don't think I noted about the Trimex position here, but Zymera does have one right here. We do have the comm distribution starting to fan out and get into their individual sections of the map. We have Mike starting for the first upgrade of the match, going for range, because he's UEF, not UEF, he's Aeon. So he splits the speed/damage and the range upgrades into 2. On Team 2 side of the map, we have Nomander, MSG, and Squealer pushing on the eastern side. We also see Team 1's Bone Doctor over here as well, so it's going to be 2v3 in Team 2's favor. And on the western side, very much a mirrored situation. We have 3 players for Team 1, being Dimitri, BJ, and Furio versus Team 2's Mint Alex and Zymera. I think maybe it's Zymera is how you say it, but Chimera, Zymera, it's close enough. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. And if I say it wrong, hopefully somebody down in the comments will correct me, because I actually do appreciate that, because I want to say their names right as best as possible. The Russian and other language names are a little bit more difficult to say nonetheless. Anyway, speed now started on board. Mike's comm in the middle here. Already has range on board, so Aeon Sniper is close. He just needs the advanced range to be built on board. He might go for it, and he does. Look at that. Gun advanced range has been started for Mike's. Not terribly worried so far. If all three players from Team 2 move in, then that's a worrisome situation, but they're a little bit further away. By the time they get there, it's not really going to make it to really cancel that upgrade. It'll probably get to about, let's say, 75% if the players just full walked to him. And at that point, it might be worth canceling, but it just depends, and we don't see that consolidated movement to go for that, so that upgrade will finish. And they don't even know that he's there, so there is that. We do see sensor now started on Squealer's commander, so getting a little bit of the not range, but the more vision for a versatile upgrade for the Aeon faction, unique to them. We do see pushback on the western side here from Dimitri. We have Mint Alex falling back. It is UEF versus UEF. I want to keep saying Aeon for UEF and UEF for Aeon for some reason in this match. So no faction advantages one way or the other in terms of units. We do see the gun is now done for Zymera. He's pushing now into the more middle section of the west side. BJ not fully up to that frontline position that we see Dimitri at, but looks like he's going for a T2 upgrade now. That definitely makes a little bit more sense, trying to get some establishing front line. This is probably a good position to grab, and of course grabbing this little narrow neck of land as well. Probably right about kind of like a little arc right here, just to create a little bit of a kill box. And then if you push it actually a little bit farther forward, then some of those PD can actually fire in both directions, which is definitely a benefit. We see T2 now started on board Squealer's commander in the east. No combi-com action as of yet, but we do see pretty close between Nomander and Bone Doctor. We do see guns started on board Mint Alex's comm as well, and now we see Zymera pushing in on that western side against a Team 1 PD emplacement. That's not going to last much longer now. So it's pretty close to combi-com actions, but maybe it's going to be here in the middle between Team 2 Squealer and Team 1's Mike's. Mike sitting at the advanced range, so Team 2 cannot fight back. He's actually going for T2. I don't think he can even see him. No, he can see him. Okay. Because he has the sensor package, that would make sense. And he will have to be falling back. He has some forces inbound, not only from himself, but from Nomander as well. To thin up the numbers for Mike's, but he's almost at 1-star vet now. That range upgrade really coming in handy of flapping away all these Aurora from Squealer. Northeastern side, we have Bone Doctor not looking good. He's being pretty much surrounded now by forces from Nomander. Bone Doctor now done with a gun upgrade. That's what he was waiting for. I don't know if that'll make the difference. Transport's gone. Wouldn't have been able to pick him up anyways. Nomander going for an upgrade. Looks like it's No, that's gun on board. We're coming on board here shortly. It's weird that he's sitting in the middle of Bone Doctor's position and another one over there to the east, just a forward operating base to the east. There we have Dimitri 11 trading blows between him and Zymera. He doesn't have gun online, so he has to be a little bit careful. We see some more forces inbound from Zymera, but more inbound from him as well. Dimitri pushing back Zymera's forces. Gun started for Furio. Now we see a little bit more pushback from Alex. He's going for gun and nano now, so he's going to be really useful in pushing back Dimitri's position, especially with him not having any upgrades on board. It's not looking good for Team 1 in any degree. We can see that the map is favoring Team 2. The equator or the middle of the map is cut down at, I don't even know what angle this is, but it's shaping up to be a little bit more narrower, northern, whatever you want to call that line is moving. So it's slowly favoring Team 2. The eco not really showing that just yet, but eventually it will. Gun started on board BJ's comm. And in the northeast, it does look like Bone Doctor was able to fend off the forces from Nomander. There is a cautious tale, though, of killing off players early in the game. If the players who receive that second or even third base, depending on the player count and how many players die at the beginning of the game, it can make or break the game. That one player getting double, triple eco, knows how to use it, can just spam up T3, T4 units, and just punch back hard. So there is a little bit of a tendency to not go for a kill immediately, but depending on who it is. I mean, if Team 1 had an opportunity to kill Nomander early, they would take it, and same thing for Team 2 on Dimitri. Just killing off the highest rated players immediately is a nice, good way to just deal with any sort of more advanced skills and whatnot later on in the game, and all the experience that goes along with being 22 and 25 respectively. We do see Transport dropped off some forces from Furio, and it's going through and thinning out the mexes for Team 2's MSG. Team 2 is actually in the lead for Eco. That maybe be driven by power situation. Team 1 and Team 2 were about the same, and I don't... Oh, yeah, that is definitely driven by Dimitri 11's power. It looks like he's fixed it now, and yeah, Team 1 back up into the lead. But that little bit of Team 1 Lobo drop kills off a chunk of mexes, so Team 2 is going to be not happy about that. Mongi's pushing back Zymer. That's not really going to do that much, but it will at least tell him to go away. We have two players soon to be surrounding Nomander. Gun, advanced range, and speed on board for Mike's. Nomander at 2-star vet, Mike's at 2-star vet as well. If Bone Doctor gets into range, this could be the first kill of the game, and Mike's is going to get that assistance from Bone Doctor. Nomander has to retreat immediately. Looks like he's getting booped by his own forces. That's never fun. Looks like those forces... Oh, nope, the Ilshi booping him. That's never good. Mike's being just swarmed by Nomander's forces, trying to slow down some movement from one of these commanders. And it's not looking good. Both those comms are now in range, but Mike's is now completely surrounded by T1 forces from Team 2. Mike's dropping into the about 50% hit point territory. And maybe it's going to murder-suicide situation. Mike's dropping, below 2,500 hit points. Nothing else really crazy happening on the minimap, so I won't go away. Mike's dropping below 1,000. Nomander not going for the kill. Oh, shots inbound. Couple more shots will kill off Team 1's Mike's comm. There he is. We see Bone Doctor receiving some damage from that as well. Nomander at 10,000 hit points and Bone at 4,600, which means Team 2 would have gotten maybe a second kill if Bone Doctor did not disengage. So nice counterattack and pushing back from Team 2's Nomander. It's now a 4v5 in Team 2's favor at 13 minutes. Nano repair started on board Zymera's comm. It looked like it was going Team 1's way, and the Nomander went, we'll just shove a bunch of forces in somebody's face and just surround him and kill him off. So that's what happened, and it kind of looked like it was going to be a murder-suicide, but no. And I think maybe even if Nomander was lower, I mean, maybe it would be worth it for a 2v1, but then it'd be a 4v3 game in favor for Team 2 still, so I don't know. It's kind of hard to say if Nomander was low enough, if Bone Doctor would have gone for the, like I said, the murder-suicide, but I don't think it'd be worth it. Maybe, because you are eliminating the highest rated player in the game, but I don't know. I don't know if it were worth it for Team 2's Nomander. I don't think it would have been, because that would have given probably Dimitri 11, maybe triple base, and it's probably not the best idea. Again, like I said, giving somebody just a ton of mass early-ish in the game. We have Pillars versus Pillars on this narrow neck approach. Looks like it's going to be just a net 0 for Team 1 and Team 2. Looks like actually maybe a little bit more for Team 2 in their favor, but nothing too crazy. We have gun, missile, and T2 on board. Missile is being fired, and it's going for mexes. Doesn't look like it's going to go for a comm. It's not... no, it's not turning in that direction. Looks like it's going for that T2 mech for Squealer. BJ, again, is being a little bit pushed back here, but he does have guns, so he's able to blap away a little bit of these forces from Team 2. Trying to go for a T1 PD. I don't know if that'll really be worth it. The Ilshis will outrange the PD, so that's not... At least I think the Ilshis can outrange the PD. I believe they can. Let me just... it's about similar. I'd have to do... Actually, I could do an exact. Apologies for the inconvenience. Let's see, range 26 and BJ 20. Oh, it is the exact same range. I was like, they look similar. So Ilshis cannot outrange the PD, but I don't think going for more to PD, at least for T1, is probably worth it for BJ for now. That force is more mobile, and they're coming in to assist MSG. It looks like MSG in the middle of the map. He's fine for now. A couple of pillars around him. He might lose a little bit of hit points, but you know, it's not the end-all, be-all for him, though. He has some possible assistance from multiple departments and his own gunships as well, so he'll be fine. But a little bit worrisome that he's not that well protected in the middle of the map. We have a nice little Asylum assisting Nomander's comm. We'll assume that the assist order, you can't see it, but it's just, I love the, it's just getting booped by the command, like boop, boop. Can't walk 2 seconds without him being grabbed by that Asylum. He's just dragging him along. We do see gun starter for MSG in the middle. And it looks like Team 1's now pushing back on the western side. Transport inbound on a Continental with a lot of T. Are those T1 Mech Marines? Do we see Super Ghetto Gunship online? Oh, I think we see Super Ghetto Gunship online for Team 1's Furio. I haven't seen Ghetto Gunship in a while, at least fully laden. And now it's T3 Ghetto Gunship, which is very, very... Again, it's a gunship. It's Ghetto because it's just using Mech Marines on board the transport. That's a lot of them on board. ASF guarding the approach. It gets pinged by Team 2. Maybe they know what's on it. Maybe they don't. If they look hard enough, they'll see some sort of, attack bot symbol or assault bot symbol. ASF's inbound. Drop, 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 drop. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Oh, yeah, over water. ASF will engage. Transport will get shot down. ASF's not going to cover for the transport, unfortunately. Was a lovely attempt, though. Second time is not the charm, unfortunately, for Team 1. That attack usually only works once. Not always, but usually. We do see Dimitri going up with gun and shield. So tanky UEF commander for Team 1. Overcharge kills off a chunk of PD again. So that's another set of hit points. 1 PSA for not putting your PD just in the line is AoE weapons are very deadly. We saw that a couple of days ago with somebody building Cerberus PD versus Oblivion PD, and it just doesn't really work because of the AoE from the Oblivions versus the Cerberus. In the northeast, we have Ilshi versus Ilshi. T2 PD being built by Bone Doctor. He has to get in front of this force and just slow it down and allow his engineers to finish. The gun is going to do more damage than the T2 PD emplacement, especially with these Optims inbound. He needs to get these Ilshis out in front. Bone Doctor going to receive a ton of damage very, very quickly. Drops his comm into the low yellows and in the reds, and there he goes. And I think those were Team 1 bombers as well, just to seal the deal. Team 1 loses another player. Both of the red players are gone, and it is now a 5v3 in Team 2's favor. No Man who gets that second kill that he kind of almost got earlier, but, at least he got it now. Dimitri now getting triple base online. Probably will hand over maybe a base to BJ maybe, but maybe he'll just keep it. We do see a lot of forces here for Furio. And in the southwest, Mint Alex is defeated by Dimitri 11's push. So there he goes, just being killed up by Percy's. Now it's a 4v3 still in Team 2's favor. Gunships inbound, but they're Team 1's. I should be surprised if there's any flak nearby. It looks like there is some nearby, so that should deal with those gestures quite nicely. Percy's get picked up and being driven somewhere, or picked up and flown somewhere. I don't know where they're going, but they're falling back at least. You have better army go, says Bone Doctor. Again, there's a couple of Othams, a couple of Ilshis, if there's even Ilshis in that mix, and that's it. Team 1 does have the better army, a couple of Harbingers, decent amount of Blazes and Asylum. That's going to be more than enough to deal with this push. We do have the transport picking up Furio's comm. It's on a Continental, so would definitely recommend that. Looks like he's going to drop off in front of these Othams who went around. Looks like the distracting force pulled out and allows the Otham force from Team 2 to engage a couple of mexes. Furio's comm is inbound. He's going to drop right here, protecting this set of mexes. But it looks like more and more T2, T3 mexes now are being killed off. And Team 1 needs to respond to that transport. Drops off the comm. It overcharges the first one. T2 mexes are going to get eliminated here. Looks like maybe 3 of the 4. No, only 2 of the 4 of them. But Otham is killing off a T3 mex there. Team 1's eco is taking a hit. And now Team 2 is in the lead 1,000 mass to 830. And Dimitri 11 has almost claimed the entire western side of the map. At least western in my definition will be right about here. So it's, you know, because it's just kind of a narrow environment. And then eastern side, same situation up there in the northeast. So essentially now it's turned from a northwest versus southeast game to more of a west versus east game, with Team 2 holding the middle of the map. So map control does favor Team 2, shown by the mass income, kind of, you know, alluding to the fact that you know, those missiles going to hit that. No, they're not. T2 land headquarters is going to be denied. Oh, no. TMD is not enough. And there is the confirmation of that kill. Nice grab there by, I think that was Nomander. Yep, another set of missiles inbound, going for more mexes. Does kill off that T2 mex. Another T2 mex is going to be eliminated. That's more eco for Team 1 going the way of the Dodo Bird. There it is. There's also a Team 1 Zooey inbound and pushing in from Squealer and Nomander down this little middle causeway here, little valley, I should say. We have the push from Dimitri 11 wiping out Zymera's forces, and you might as well just send that force and either shove it right in their face, or actually better yet, knowing maybe that this force is down here from MSG, just send it this way. Why did I click on MSG? I meant to click on Dimitri. Yeah, he knows there's some force down here. He sends it eastward. He probably could go after MSG's comm, because he's really not protected. Again, another sound of him just walking around that comm. Does he still have the... Yes. I love there's just the asylum assistance from Squealer. It's pretty funny. Team 1 has an SMD online. 22 minutes. I'd say that's not early. That's pretty common, I think. Usually it's about 25 minutes is usually when I see it. Team 2, do you have a nuke? Is that why Team 1's concerned? Not that I know. Oh, well, they don't know about it. I know about it because I can see the hologram for it. We have a couple of Percys in this base going after T2 mexes, a little bit of some payback. Looks like it was dropped up by a Continental. At least that's what I would assume. There's no way they walked all the way there, but they would have wiped out more stuff along their way, so they had to have been dropped off. And T3 Whaler inbound. And that'd be a nice grab. There's really nothing here. I thought it was a T2 or T3, but it's not. Another Whaler inbound. Another mex down. T3 PGen. That's going to be a nice grab, wiping out Zymera's power. He still has but 3,000 plus power, so he should be fine. But again, not doing great nonetheless. And we have Dimitri still pushing down this avenue. He doesn't go east, and now we have a counter push inbound from MSG pushing on this western side. And not looking too hot for Team 2's western front. Northeastern front getting a little bit of pushback, but we have still pushing in from this middle avenue. Team 1 needs to shore up defenses here. It's not going to feel good later on. We have the transport of Furio dropping off his comm right here on the front lines. Looks like he's going to maybe build some PD or just use his comm. He has T1 engineering suite, or some of T1 engineering suite on board, not all of it, because he has to go for T2. But, you know, he has gun and nano, so it's something. Northeastern side, we have Harbingers wiping out some Othams, but the Othams are taking heavy casualties. Harbingers are taking heavy casualties. Blazes trying to prevent any reinforcements. And that one T3 Parashield doing a ton of work in keeping those units alive. 10,000 points of damage can be mitigated by that thing. And now the Blazes are outnumbered and outgunned and out everything. Western side, we have Dimitri being shot at by Percys. And he brings his own Percys into assist, so it's going to be just a net 0. Actually, net positive for Team 1, because the eco's right there. So there's that. And his push continuing to do some work. T3 land headquarters is going to get grabbed maybe. Ooh, a couple more shots. One more from, actually a couple more. Ooh, it's going to be close. Oh, Percys are body blocking. One, no, not enough. 1,100 points was, I think, with the lowest that it was. So Team 2's MSG saves it, which is good because he needs those units online and pumping out regularly. Middle of the map, once again, we have Harbingers versus Othams. Team 2 is goading Team 1 into attack. And if they fall back far enough, there's a ton of these T2 PD Oblivions waiting for them. That's some of the range, at least these 3. And then that's the more effective range is right about here. Taking a look at what players are up to. Perfect game to talk about about halftime show, the halftime report, or whatever you want to call it. Team 1 at 3 players left. Dimitri 11 at 1 base. He's gifted everything over to Furio in the north, except for 1 T3 P-Gen, randomly. Team 2 at 4 players left, and we have MSG on double base. Probably should gift over that second base to Zymero, however you pronounce it. Definitely will boost a little bit of his eco. But it's really hurting on that western side, which is one of the reasons why Team 2 is so behind Team 1 in eco. Over 300 mass in Team 1's favor, just from a couple of Percies that came to say hi. So those comm drops or other unit drops can be very, very deadly in this game. We have an ARAS about to be finished for Squealer. Helps Team 2 get up to 1,000 mass per second. But let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. I always do appreciate it. And I'm talking so fast because there is a chicken inbound from Team 2's Nomad. They're pushing in again on this same vector that's been being pushed for the past 5 minutes. Team 1 Scorchers inbound, just lighting up that chicken's HP. Oh, the transport lands on the ground. That's never good. A little bit of trading of some blows from some ASFs from both air players. I have a couple of optims. They're going to do the same vector again. They're going to go in the water and then west. So that mech will die, but maybe Team 1's going to have enough prep to be able to deal with this protection of that set of mexes, or even this set of mexes, but we'll see if that ends up happening. We have more T1 PD being built. And ASF wipe out the remaining bombers. Another set of bombers inbound now from BJ. Another set of bombers stacking up for Team 1's Furio once again. And they're just scorching all of that reclaim. And the chicken just dancing. Another set inbound. This chicken is maybe going to be not as effective as Team 2 really wants it to be. It's just being baked in Team 1. Holy fire. Drops into the red. Are there any forces to deal with this? The Colossus is almost done. ASF's coming once again from MSG to wipe out those remaining bombers that the AA nearby didn't. Another set stacking up. Oh, a couple of T3 land facilities are going to be wiped out. T2 PD has been built. T3 Parashield is here to protect the chicken from a decent amount of damage. Oh, AoE. Ooh, that's going to hurt all those PD. Yep, and Veterancy will not be done. GC is done. Team 1's little frontline base is most likely gone. The T3 land headquarters is probably going to die to the Ion Storm from the chicken. It's going to be a nice little hug. And GC's going to keep on walking. His boots were made for walking. And we have another force inbound from Dimitri down the same vector, or the same, section of the map that Team 1 has been hit. Transport picks up the comm and drops him for like 5 seconds. Very I don't like the constant up down, because if Team 2 notices that, you can wipe out the comm very quickly by killing off the transport. GC online for Squealer. The T3 land headquarters is gone. This entire production facility is gone. They're upgrading another one as we speak, but oof, that Otham push is inbound once again. Counter Otham, not able to stop it. Team 1 Zuri trying to race to intercept it. That mech will die. Team 1 Bombers inbound. Pink has GC, says Mike's. And looks like GC is going to just be shoved away. It's like, no, you can't go this way. You have to go the other way. You have to pay a premium to go this way. Take the toll. Or pay the toll, I should say. Titans inbound. Percy's behind them. This T3 land headquarters has not been repaired, which means it's only going to take a couple of shots from those Percy's to wipe it out. So it's a little unfortunate. We have an attack on the western side. The Percy's have to fall back because they need to intercept the bigger push, but this only is going to cede more territory to Team 1. And Dimitri is going to inherit at least a little bit of reclaim there. Laser started from MSG. He has not cloaking, but Nano online, one step from cloaking. Monkey Lord inbound from MSG. T3 gunships inbound. They've been stacking up for a little bit of time. Now there is some flak, and there is some T3 AA as well. And looks like the Whalers are targeting that. And the land headquarters for Team 2's MSG is gone. And there goes the UEF tech for now. I mean, now we have those remaining Percies being sandwiched by 2 groups of Percies. That's never fun. Whalers have dealt with, I think, the majority of the AA, so they're pretty much not going to get shot at for the time being. But this whole base is gone for Team 2, and Team 2 just cannot seem to catch up to Team 1 at this point in Ego. We do see that GC there from Squealer moving into the west. Looks like they're going after Dimitri's position. Or he's going to sit here, preventing any reinforcements from arriving. But the ASF are here, and the land forces are already there, so I don't know. I feel like that force might want to fall back. They can maybe push this, but Fat Boy is almost done for BJ. Dimitri 11 finishes his own. So it's going to be 2 Fat Boys online for Team 1 shortly. Maybe the construction will be... no, it won't be delayed because those Ravagers are going to keep that GC back. Look at that. Just almost 25% eliminated by one volley or one set of volleys from BJ's Ravagers. And that GC is just going to take a missile to the face. That's, what, 8,000 hit points? 6,000 hit points? 6,000 hit points was eliminated there. So that's going to be, not necessarily a useless GC, but not as effective as it could have been at full HP. Autumns were dealt with. Looks like only that wreck is still there. It looks like they were dealt with over there. Some tried to retreat, but wasn't successful. Nuke pointed out by Mike's. We saw that one earlier. Team 2 has actually, it's not even done. It's loaded as well. No matter doesn't have a target in mind that SMD is going to protect the air grid, but everywhere else is vulnerable. We have the GC still falling back. We have 2 Fat Boys over here. That's not going to help. And the force on the ground has mainly been dealt with. There's the nuke, first one of the game inbound. And it's targeting Dimitri 11's base. SMD was not built in time, or loaded in time, I should say. And that base will be eliminated. Team 1 needs another secondary SMD. Probably in this base, maybe that would be the best place for now. It's underneath shield coverage at least. I don't like placing them near, T3 P-Gens or any P-Gens for that matter, but it's that or it doesn't load as fast. Second nuke is about half done. So it's only a matter of time before No Matter launches the second one. Here comes the nuke. They're going to build P-Gens here just to replace it. And here goes Ka. Boom! Nice little sneeze there or something. And kills off the entire base. Couple of mexes are dead for Dimitri, but his T3 land headquarters primarily has been eliminated. And I'd say about 40,000 mass. Oh, wow, a lot more than I thought. 64,000. Oof. T1 bombers moving in. That's not going to do a whole lot of work. It was a lovely attempt, but yeah, that wasn't going to be enough damage. And Team 2's going to try to find the SMD. I think they know. Yeah, they know where it is. There isn't anyone anywhere else. I feel like the northeastern corner would be nice. Wipe out this base or that. Yeah, this one would be guaranteed for sure. SMD is going to be built over here. It's out of range of this base for Alex, not Alex, but for BJ. So I don't know about that. Western side is just devoid of a whole lot of stuff for Team 2. Team 1, 1.7 to 1.2. We have now 2 Yothothas stacking up versus 2 GCs. This one is nowhere near that one. All by your lonesome. Why are you moving to try to grab the reclaim? I know you want to deny it from Team 2, but you're all by your lonesome. It's not a good idea to do that. Not good. T3 mobile artillery in the mix is going to help thin out the hit points at least a little bit. And actually thin out the reclaim a little bit with the AoE explosions from those artillery shots. If they actually land near the GC. We have 2 Fat Boys inbound on this western approach. Team 2 needs to deal with that immediately. That monkey was dealt with by the Perseus, but look at all this reclaim down here that Team 2 can easily scoop up. Currently sitting at 185,000 in this base, once belonging to Mint. That's too far. Let's say 100,000, because a little bit over there is probably out of their range, but at least everything here. Northeast side, still the attack is moving in. Nuke, second one inbound. Oh, that's just a little mean. Not letting Dimitri 11 get any sort of SMD online. He's going to try to go for it, though. It's loading decently quick. He's going to try to go for another P-Gen, but the nuke is inbound. It's only going to delay the construction or the loading of the SMD. You got a T3 land headquarters online once again. It's going to strike a couple of these mexes. Going to try to load it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. There comes the nuke. And he's getting a little focused down there by Team 2's Nomander. And there's the SMD. It's going to be in range. Kaboom! But the T3 P-Gen goes down. That one doesn't, though. So there's that. And wipes out 4 mexes. So actually 5 mexes. That's 131 mass per... Wait. 135 mass per second. Drops Team 1 down to 1.8 to 1.3. Gunships online dealing with a lot of these Perseus not underneath AA coverage or a shield coverage or any sort of coverage. And I thought I heard an explosion somewhere. We have a group of Team 1 bombers that don't really go anywhere. We have the force from Team 2 slowly pushing in. That GC did fall back. Now it's got a triplet now. There's 3 of them over there. SMD loading in this base. It's now fully loaded. SMD not being built in this base, just shield. Looks like another SMD that is not in range of that base. Actually, excuse me, apologies. Yes, it is. It just doesn't look that way. I'm also used to a bigger map, so, you know, there's that. It's not a 20 by 20. It's probably about a 16. 15 seems a little small. It's probably 16. But it didn't look like it was going to cover it, but it did. Maybe a little bit of edge nuking will wipe out some stuff, but not the land headquarters. So no real concern about that for Team 2, for Team 1 for now. But Team 2's biggest concerns are these Fat Boys over here. Whalers stacking up to deal with them. They'll kill off at least one of the 2. Again, the AA not near the Fat Boys, but, you know, Team 1 is getting a lot of work done over here. We have counter Harbingers inbound. We have a line of PD that's still there. Team 2 going for a crab now. We have GC being built in Squealer's base. We have another nuke being loaded here. It's up to 115,000 mass. So that means it got like 50,000 mass from that other nuke. Ras being built on No Mander's Com, and he's building a chicken, so building all the things all at once. Everything everywhere all at once. And Dimitri just getting pummeled. Just cannot seem to just leave me alone. Building some P-gens and building Team 1 engineers for reclaim purpose. Look at the Team 1. That's one way to get eco. Just reclaim all of it. Hey, look at all those Team 1. Look at all the Team 1 back parades. Oh. Like how they're hovering on the water as well. It's supposed to sink under the water to the, you know, the bottom of the water, ocean, pond, sea thingamajig, but they're just they're just sitting right there. It looks like there was there an air fight earlier that I missed? And maybe a small one, because I thought I saw some ASF wrecks, maybe. Yeah, some of them right there, but that could have been from earlier. MSG sitting at 186, and Furio sitting at maybe 130? 175, excuse me. So about even, so no advantage one way or the other for Team 1 or Team 2. We have one Yothotha pushing in all by its lonesome. And there are 4 GCs here. Yeah, that's not going to work. A second second Yothotha isn't going to make the difference. Maybe they'll kill off most of the hit points for one GC, but they're pushing in for the T3 artillery range. And that T3 Mex is not looking too hot. Another Squealer experimental done. Looks like it was the Yothotha chicken transferred over to him. And Crab moving into range here shortly. Probably should be transferred over to Squealer as well. Zymera essentially is out of the game at this point. His last remaining whatever stuff here is just not going to last much longer. I love how the Fat Boy is sitting literally on top of the wreck. Like, this is mine. Go away. Everything behind me is mine. Go away. You can see the reclaim just slowly pushing in for Team 1. Team 1 and Team 2 actually dead even essentially in reclaim. 150,000 each. It looks like the GCs do shove away the T3 mobile artillery for now. There's now a 5th There's 5 of them over here. And there's 3 chickens. That's still favoring Team 1. And Zymera control case. I mean, that makes sense. He essentially had nothing left in the game. All of his other mexes will be donated probably over to Nomander, so we'll get a little bit more eco to help pump out more nukes. Team 2 is launching another nuke, like we heard. Oh, SMD. SMD was just built. The guy cannot catch a break. That's his 4th T3 land headquarters, I think. And I think the nuke is going to just sit right between both of them. He's like, please leave me alone with that thing. Just cannot catch a break this game. I feel like there's other avenues for that nuke to go. I mean, the SMD's over there now, but, you know. Oh, perfectly in the middle. Only gets one. Kaboom! The SMD still alive, though. But, man, that's the 3rd nuke devoted to Dimitri 11. Nuke killed off 165,000. It's about 50 to 60 thousand mass per nuke, which is very good average for those nukes. We have a chicken dead. Fat Boy helped assist with that, but the Fat Boy shield is down. The chicken wreck now on top of the monkey wreck. That's never annoying. And Crab is inbound. Team 1 is being pushed back. Look at all the pressure from Team 2. This might be enough to secure this area for now. We have Team 1 spam inbound. It's all Harbingers, so that's actually pretty well equipped to deal with the Team 1 spam. Fat Boy is going to be away, or at least out of range of the Megalith. The Percy's going to sacrifice themselves, allowing the Fat Boy to get away. And explosion in the northeast. Was that a Billy Nuke? Ooh, that was a Billy Nuke from Furio. There it is. T3, Ras, and the tactical nuke on board. He's going to launch another one immediately after that. Look at that. Going to build TMD now, but we have T3 mobile artillery countering Team 2's T3 mobile artillery. The SMDs, of course, are the target, and Team 2 is building them as fast as possible. Fat Boy now coming into range as well. It's going to start thinning out the TMD numbers. And that Billy Nuke is inbound. 39 minutes on the clock. T2 being built on MSG's comm. He has laser on board, and he has teleporter. So we will see a telemaser and the Fat Boy barely underneath the surface of the water there. There's another Billy Nuke right there. Takes out a chunk of the forces. Once again, it's 4 chickens versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 GCs and a Fat Boy. And a ton of T3 Serenities. Is that an artillery piece I see behind me? Or to the north? Yep, emissary, half done. Oh, I thought that was a Novax as well. I was going to say UEF doing UEF. Oh, UEF doing UEF things. There it is. And look, there it is. There's 3 of them online for Team 1. Team 2 has a donut being built. I don't know if they have air control. They have a ton of SACUs. Oh, those are just RAS, though. Which is still good nonetheless, but they're not the teleportation ones that sacrifice. And the Fat Boy heralding the arrival of the GCs. The GCs are going to engage the forces from Nomander. Nomander just going to full send it. Maybe they're going to try to go after the Fat Boy. I highly doubt it. Another Billy Nuke is just going to sit at the feet of those GCs once it's finished loading and then firing. He's just going to predict. He's just going to go for it. There's 2 chickens over here, 2 chickens over here. I do love the distraction. Focus the attention of your opponent on one side and then attack from the other side. It splits their focus and forces them to engage in that. Oh, that's... Yeah, it wasn't the best placement there. Could have moved it a little bit. Another Ythotha is down. That's 4 GCs remaining and 2 Ythothas remaining. There's another chicken dead. That GC is going to die here shortly. That GC is going to probably die. Those 2 might make it out of there. Heavily wounded, all of these. They have to fall back. That one is not going to make it out of there. And there goes that one. Is the Telemaser Commander ready? No, he's not. And he gets out of range of the Ion Storms. That's 4 dead Ythothas, 2 dead Galactic Colossi. Lots of reclaim on the map for Team 1 or Team 2 to scoop up. Team 1's going to try to deny that, of course. 250,000 mass on the map means you can build anything in the game. With it, we do have Mexes and P-Gens, it looks like, being assassinated by those Novaxes. Actually, mainly just air grid. Ooh, that's another chunk of the air grid gone. Sub Nuka says Mint. Maybe? I highly doubt it, though. Oh, it's just a Fat Boy, though. I like how there's just sniper bots sniping all of the engineers. He just wanted probably a facility to build engineers, I would assume. Good job, says Mike's. The northeastern side, there's really nothing here from Team 2's Nomander, or anybody else for that matter. Artillery is done. Team 1 has that online. They have a satellite, 2 satellites, 3 satellites. Artillery being built for Team 1's. Dimitri, that's going to get nuked, or at least going to be the target of a nuke. If another nuke loads, it's going to go for him. It just is. Another nuke is loaded, and it's not being fired yet. There's a GC over here. There's really nothing over here to stop. Oh, there's a couple of T2 PD. A couple being a decent amount. More being built all the time. A couple of Percys. The SMD, of course, going to be the high-value target for Team 2 to go after. The air grid is gone, and that donut is going to be denied. And I heard a strap bomber somewhere from somebody. Where'd they go? I don't even see them on the board. Oh, they're over here to the east. It's Nomanders. We have GCs guarding the wrecks of the Ythothas. Ooh, right in the middle of the group of GCs from Team 1. Oh, here comes the GC. It looks like they might try to go for that SMD, but tons of PD. And that's thinning out those Harbingers incredibly quickly. Geez, it's like Ravagers being fired at this point. Dang, look at that. Just one-tapping those Harbingers. And Calm is going to teleport. We have Autumns on the eastern side. It's going to be stopped by a chicken. T3 artillery being built. Shields being built. Nuke is second loaded. Not GC, but MSG is inbound. He's taking a while. Power? Nah, yeah, it looks like that'd do it. 2 GCs down the western side. GC, both of them are going to be pushed back by all the everything that was built here. And the Fat Boy, and the second Fat Boy, just in case. Still only 3 satellites. Oh, because why not? Build them over on the corner of the map, because why not? 44 minutes even on the clock. And the air grid is gone for MSG. There's the nuke launch. It's inbound. It's going for this. The GCs are going to be able to pull back. The Fat Boy probably won't. Team 2 needs this reclaim. They desperately need that reclaim. And here comes the nuke. Yep, there it is. And MSG's commander not teleporting. He stopped it. And it's going to nuke. It might grab that GC. That Fat Boy's probably dead. Oh, no, it grabs the GC and not the Fat Boy. Oh, that's one dead experimental at least. And thins out everything else that was there, but kaboom! Artillery done for Dimitri. That's number 2 artillery, unless there's a third one somewhere. No. I'm not counting the Mavo because it's not started yet. And it's not going to be started for a while. Oh, no, there is one right there. Look at that. 3rd artillery is underway here for Furio. Satellites over the top of No Man's Space getting tons of the everything online shields, artillery, and chickens. That's his 3 main focuses. Foci? No idea. Just don't think Team 2 has a... I mean, they're trying to win this game maybe with artillery and nukes, but... I mean, Team 1 has a later plan in mind. At least somebody does. It's going to take a while. Oh, look! Furio's coming in to build an... Hey, here's an idea. Just build that there. A lot easier. Just build it there. The pigeons are already being built. The shields are already prepped, or starting to be prepped, ready to go. We have emissary shots inbound, and I would assume Duke shots. A little bit of payback for Team 1's Dimitri, I would assume. Oh, yeah, that's going right for that base. He was nuked 3 times this game. Mavor says BJ. Oh, he may be talking about this. Yeah, just combine your eco and whatever and build it. And here comes the Control K from Nomander. His entire base was gone anyway, and that actually might not have been a Control K. That actually might have just been a kill. MSG Control Ks down right there next to some some East Oranges. So that's... There's that. Doesn't actually cause him to explode, though. And that's now a 3v1 in Team 1's favor. Well, there's also more of them. So, because I have 4... There's also a Fat Boy in there. So it's 5 GCs and a Fat Boy. I mean, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does over time. I think everything does a lot of damage over time. Artillery landing on this base. Oh, SMD is gone. And 1 Fat Boy going to just push in and say hi. We have 3 Yathothas inbound plus 2 GCs. That GC probably won't make it anywhere close. There's a... Oh, my goodness, the ASF for Furio. Furio, you could have built, like, something else. 500 ASFs. You could have built gunships with that. Or at least a third of that. Wait, how many does Squealer have before his air grid went kaput? Yeah, you could have built, like, 50 gunships or something. That would have been maybe a little more useful. Yeah, GC has equal DPS when Claws gets involved, but whatever. Don't know what he's referencing by Claws. Is he talking about the slow fire weapon? Like the little ball of fire, essentially, that it fires? That's very slow and you can dodge it? No idea, but these 3 experimentals still pushing. This one going this way. I don't know why it's going that way. It's going to run into these Fat Boys. Oh, it's going to... Nah, it's not. That's not going to work. There's so many not... It's not going to work. Yeah, it's just not going to work. T2 gunships, hey, they're being spammed up. Ythotha, that's actually the Ion Storm will probably be enough, and the PD behind it. That's going to be more than enough to deal with this. Stinger is being deployed. There's 1 and 2 right after that. GC going to be killed off now. Team 2 doesn't really have much remaining. We have Squither being hit by artillery. It looks like he's already taken a hit. There's really not much left. Shields are collapsing. 48 minutes on the clock. Don't kill my comm, says Squealer. Just for a minute. What's he doing? Are you just trying to build that T3 mechs? Is that what you're trying to do? What are you doing? Looks like the satellites are... They're not firing yet. Oh, that pigeon goes down. That's never fun. Oh, the GC's over there, maybe? I don't know, but he's being followed up by the satellites and the artillery. Oh, he wants to go out this way. Okay, I see what he's doing. You just stand right here, then. That should clip all 3 of those pigeons. You get closer. Get closer. Okay, now I can quit. There he goes. That's... I mean, you know, it's a win for Team 1. I was going to say that's a kill, but, you know, sometimes it just doesn't go that way and players don't get the kill in Team 2 control case, which is fine because at that point in the game, once this base fell, that was essentially it. Yeah, there was a possible good push on land, but it just didn't really matter. Even if the GCs were... You know, and the Ythothas got all the way to here where this emissary is, and they got stopped here. There's an emissary here. There's a Duke here. There's Fat Boys and satellites. There's a Mavor, which was never going to finish, but it was just funny. Look at all these engineers that could have helped. There's these Fat Boys down here. There wasn't enough, and the eco was definitely apparent in this game that once Team 1 got ahead, that was it. But that double kill on the eastern side... I mean, it started to look Team 2's way, and then Dimitri got triple base, handed some of those bases over. Dimitri just got pummeled this game. 3 nukes, and he still did a great job with his Percy. So, still, I mean, even if you're the focus of a nuking, you can still do work. So, there is that to consider. MVPs for me... the most impactful was probably Furio. The defense on this northeastern or this north middle side was probably the most pivotal of the game. I mean, yes, he built emissaries, he built the satellite, same with BJ, but I think generally if the push had continued from Team 2 and they got to this, like I said, maybe it would have changed the game, but there was just so much still more online. But both of these Western players, BJ and Dimitri, did a great job, especially with Dimitri, like I said, getting pummeled 3 times by nukes. He lost 3 T3 land headquarters. Just was like, stop destroying my land headquarters. Stop it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Again, MVP for me is Furio. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with me or not. And I will see all of you in the next one.